Monaco, the most iconic landmark in the world of motorsports, just made history once again, this time in the water. Hello beautiful, welcome to All I Eat. This summer at the end of July, the Principality took a huge step towards the future of racing, and this time it didn't have anything to do with cars or the romance with its legendary street circuit. From the creators of Formula E, Extreme E, and the Motorboat International Union, the E1 Series is the first all-electric powerboat world championship born in Monaco 4 years ago. After years of development, team building, organizing, partnerships, Monaco finally got to host their first ever all-electric powerboat international racing event in their history. So of course everybody in the world wanted to watch, but did we understand? How exactly does a powerboat race works? Well, being completely honest, it is a little bit weird at the beginning. You have to get rid of terms like degradation, track, grip, drivers, but you can still keep some of the basics like lap, turn, balance, and more important, penalty. So let's dig into the mechanics, but first, this is what you have to know.
This World Championship is conformed by 9 teams, owned by prestigious and well-known celebrities from the entertainment industry. Each one of these teams will be racing with 2 top-class pilots. Just as the Extreme E Series, these teams are required to include 1 female and 1 male pilot at all times. So the first activity of a typical race week is, just like in any other category, a free practice. But at the moment, they are not being broadcasted, so for the viewers, the action starts with the qualifying sessions. The day before the main race, each team will go through a qualifying session that works pretty much like any other quali. There are going to be 2 groups placed in line according to their best times achieved in practice, and then each team will send their pilots one by one to complete a fast lap. They will combine the times of both pilots at the end of a qualifying session and take that to determine the next part of the competition, the semi-finals. Before the main event, the 9 teams will have to go through the 6 semi-finals first. In each one of these semi-finals, each pilot will race against 2 other pilots according to their qualifying position. First, the teams will send 1 pilot and then they will switch lanes, switch drivers, and repeat the same process. After the 6 semi-finals are complete, it's finally time to go racing. But it's not only one race and that's it. This is the E1 Series, so the final race is actually divided in 3 stages. First stage of the final race day is the race-off. Each team that ended up second in their corresponding semi-finals will compete against each other. So those who finish first and second in the race-off will get to the grand finale. The second stage of the final race day is the place race. The teams that finished third in their corresponding semi-finals are going to race against each other to establish their final position of the whole race event, and sadly, that will be the end for those teams. It is important to say that for the race-off and the place race stages, teams are only allowed to race once with only one of their pilots. If you're still watching this video up to here, congratulations! You finally reached the super mega ultimate final, in which the teams that finished first place in their corresponding semi-finals will be racing against the teams that ended up first and second in the race-off. They will go again with both pilots one by one, and when all of their laps are complete, that will be the end of it. They will combine both pilots' results to determine the podium, celebrate with champagne, and live happily ever after. I know this might sound extremely complicated, and yes, I have to admit, it takes patience and a lot of attention to understand it, but powerboat racing is the most exciting thing when you take into consideration all the different factors that can affect the results. At the end, it can be just as thrilling as any other racing category. Next round is going to take place in Lake Como, Italy, on August 24th and it's expected to be ultra exciting because there's only one race left after that one, and it can be a turning point to change all the results before the championship final.
That's all for now about E1 series. Please let me know your thoughts. Did you find it easy to understand? Would you watch it? Maybe the final? Maybe next season? Maybe never? I would love to read your comments, and remember you can find us in X, TikTok, Instagram as Olaí America, and please stay tuned for more updates. That's it. I hope you have a great week and see you around.